So, hello everyone. This is live from the ham radio in Friedrichshafen from the booth of the UKW TV Arbeitskreis, which is hosting also WRTH and FMDXorg, and we're waiting for a bit more listeners. It's quite crowded here this morning. It's a hot day in Lake Constance here in the southern part of Germany, next to the Swiss and Austrian border, and a lot of interested visitors here on the fair, mainly ham radio operators. They all show their call sign, but also people interested in all kind of radio communications. Just joining the camera so you can see what's going on here at the booth. This is Oliver, and these are the two. Let's see if we can get on together. So this is the publishers of WRTH. That's us. You can, if you like to have a photo from us, it's here. Yeah, what we are showing here on the fair is all aspects of DX reception, FMDXing, the colleagues of ADDX on the next booth are doing the shortwave and medium wave reception. And what we have here is we have some FM receiver devices which are connected to the antenna. I can also show you here we have a very nice antennas here inside. The bottom antenna is for the FM broadcasting band. In the middle you can see a vertical antenna for the AB, and on top there's a small antenna for TV for UHF, for the UHF band. It's all working nicely here, even with inside. Strong signals are coming through, even here inside. So I'll try to move around and show you some of the screens that you can see if you would be attending here. So you still can see the antennas. Now here is the so this is showing the FM visual logbook on the screen. There's some sporadic E reception here in Eastern Europe between Ukraine and Russia, and that's actually a real-time map. Logs that are entered in the logbook are shown directly here on that map. On the next screen here we have HDSDR software here to the left on the FM broadcast band, decoding the FM DAB signal. Just need to get the camera right. This is where you can see the RDS by decoding the FM signal. And reception here is with this one. The receiver here in this case is the
SDR Play.
And it's connected to the FM antenna that we have here. Going back to the first screen here, we have a software called Quirks, which does DAB. So we see the spectrum of a DAB multiplex. We have the services on this multiplex. We can see the TII, transmitter identification, and we can see on the map, because it's resolved from the TII, this is where we are here on the map, and we can see which transmitters are received, the green ones in best quality and the other ones in not so good quality, but it gives you a very good idea on how DB reception is actually handled. Let me move along. The team here from FMDXorg, and they're showing here the TEF receiver in action, and you can also see on this screen here the world map, or that's a Europe map, where all these TEF receivers are located and feeding data into the internet, so you can connect to one of the servers, listen to the radio stations, and see all the details that you're interested in. So that's from the internet. And this is a similar setup. It's widescreen, a lot of information here on the screen. It does spectrum, it does auto logging, it does scanning the band, so that's really full full action here from the TEF. And yeah, the devices are pretty small, pretty nice. You can see them here. This yellow box here is one of these receivers that we are showing here, and people asking how it works, what is required to make it run. So moving back into the booth. Sorry for being a little bit moving, but that's how it works. So if you happen to be here around at the fair, just stop in. We can show you the latest edition, 2025, and we also have a couple of old books, 23, 24, which we can give away. So visit us here at the booth. And if there's any questions, just send us comments, send us likes, and I will try to reply and provide more information for you. So please say hello if you're following this live session. Es sind angeblich 4 Teilnehmer, aber...
Ja, das ist so viel. Also, Sakshi oder...
Thank you, Sakshi, for the question. What's new at Ham Radio this time? Honestly, we didn't yet have time to spot all the new things, but we will have time. For me personally, I think what's really new is that Ham Radio is alive. Is very much alive. So it's really fun to see many people, and not only the old men, because the ham radio operators call themselves old men, and it's nothing bad. It's just when it's the old men, and of course the old men and the young ladies, the YLs. But I see a lot of young people, children, youngsters, hitting their academic career age. The whole age spectrum is represented, which means that, ham radio broadcasting, whatever it is still very much alive. There's a lot of interest. And it's clear to me, it's all about communication. It's about talking to each other, about exchanging experience and sharing a common interest, a common hobby, which is radio. And you can see radio in a variety of facets. It can be pretty technical, like building your transmitter, building your receiver, constructing your own antennas, experimenting with all kind of hardware, with all kind of software, because nowadays radio receivers are not only hardware, they are also full with software. The other aspect is physics. I mean, radio wave propagation is still wonderful. You can use the ionosphere to communicate around the globe, and even in closer distances. The weather conditions influence the propagation, the sun influences propagation, so there's a lot of physics, of meteorology that is around this hobby, so everyone can find these aspects. And then there's people who are interested in radio itself, in terms of listening to broadcast to get information, exchanging technical information or other stuff. So radio is really something very, very important. Another question come up, is there a theme for this year's ham radio? Did we spot any, hat es ein Thema, diese ham radio heuer 2024? We were just looking it up. While we're looking up, there's good news. There will be a ham radio 2025, and even the date is already established. It will again be on the last weekend of June. So if you didn't make it this time, it's always time to make plans for next year and to come to this wonderful area in the middle of the summer. It's really nice here. It's not only radio. You can also spend a couple of nice days here over the weekend. Hello, buongiorno. Ciao. We have visitors from... Come? We have people from all over Europe and even beyond visiting us here. So we need also to use our language skills, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of French, a little bit of German and English. So the theme for this year's ham radio, and it's really very much in line with what we are showing, is remote radio, connecting the world. So while in the past we had to sit at home with our radios, with our receivers, or we had to carry the little devices with us and walk around. Nowadays you can still sit at home, but you can use your computer, connect to a radio receiver, which is on the other another continent, somewhere else, and you can use that. You can listen like you were there, and other people can do the same with yours. So it's really it's very good. It's connecting the internet and what the internet makes possible with the radio, with radio as we know. Okay, somebody's asking for the merch. Okay, there's little of that, but I will show you just a moment. So that's me now with the best cap that I could ever get, the proud DXer. And it's really nice because it's a detail, but it fits all size of heads. So if you have a big head or a small head, you can easily adapt it, and I think it's very nice. So I'm not wearing it all day, but I think I'll keep it for a moment. Yeah, some of the other stuff I ordered it too late, and that was my problem. So it takes a couple of days to be delivered because it's produced ecologically in a very nice way. It's just produced in the quantities that are actually required, so it takes a little bit, and of course it also requires delivery. So how do you like the cap and the proud DXer? Thank you. Yeah, who is here on this fair? It's industry, obviously. It's people who are manufacturing receivers, antennas. There's a lot of industry around accessories. There's Bonito, who is one of the advertisers in WRTH. They're selling cables. They're selling connectors. They're selling what else?
Antennas.
Antennas. They have in the Morse pedals for telegraphy. They have plenty of things, and it's very difficult to get to talk to these guys because it's a very crowded booth. There's Aronia, which is also an advertiser in WRTH 2024. They are here with the biggest booth. They have very exciting top-of-the-notch technology, which is amateur use is just I think it's the bottom range. They do stuff which is really on a professional level, but of course amateur radio operators like to use excellent, powerful equipment, and this is definitely the place to go and see. There's plenty of others around. I'm not can't even mention all of them. There's many countries have sent representatives of the national amateur radio organizations. They are here representing their country. It's a big meeting also. People come here every year and they meet each other and share the results that they had in the last years. In front of us there's the Austrian organization, Austrian Amateur Radio Club, and also another organization which they are taking care of documentation. Right? It's kind of an archive founded by Wolf Harand, a former Austrian radio host of DX programs, journalist, translator, a very famous person who passed away, I think, 2 years ago, and it was always big fun here listening to his presentation. So they are here and showing what they are doing in the archive, which is available for all kind of research tasks. There's a big flea market next to this venue here, where people are, since early morning, they are buying all kind of spare parts, equipment, whatever they need. It's also very crowded, and you can find really everything which has to do with radio, old stuff, new stuff, vintage, spare parts for whatever. So it's also a good place to see if you need a knob for your old radio, if you need a fuse or a valve or whatever. You can go to the flea market. Now we will go there, but the good things we already have gone, unfortunately. Yeah, and I think the cap is a very nice. A lot of guys here they are wearing these caps. Not yet ours, but there will be more. I hope so, because they show that the amateur radio call sign, or they show they are a proud DXer. So I have to put it up once again. Being the proud DXer, WRTH. And yeah, there's pretty much movement around here. Any other questions or any comments from our viewers? Jens is here from FMDX.org. He is one of the key developers of the FMDX server. He's just giving a presentation. Just let me see if I can share that with you. This is the presentation going on, and that's a typical situation here. We've got people crowd around here, look at the screen, ask questions, and enjoy getting explained or getting new information. So that's how we like the fair to go along. And here comes another person just getting you out on Facebook. That's Chef. He is. You introduce yourself. FMDX.org, and you're the developer of the TEF.
Yeah.
That's him. Applause. Big hand for him. That's Welcome. Welcome, Chef. Looking forward to hearing about new things. There must be something morning. Okay.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good. You?
Yeah, fine. I have this for Jens.
Okay, Jens is over there. Give his presentation.
Very tiny housing.
Yeah, very
Can I show it on the camera? It's a housing, so that will be the size of the TEF of the
lights,
the TEF light. Okay, let me show it on the camera. So we have it on video. So Chef just gives me that's the housing of the TEF light, which is the new version. You see, it's very, very small. I don't have anything there, but I have normal sized hands, so you can see it's very, very small. Very, very portable device. What's it made from? That's plastic, so to say.
3D printing.
That's
PLA.
3D printing. I'm still at 2D printing, trying with money, but it doesn't work. So perhaps I should try 3D printing with coins. Any other questions or any comments for the proud DXers?
Hey! Hello! Nice to meet you!
Yeah, and this is FMDX.org meeting live here on the ham radio booth at UKW for Arbeitskreis. If you are in Friedrichshafen, please join us, visit us here. If you're not, get in touch, ask questions. We are on Facebook, that's the main channel. This is why we are this morning with that live. Stay tuned to whatever we are doing on Facebook. There's more coming up. And we are also using the time here to discuss the next edition of WRTH 2026. A lot of work still to be done. It's the season to start now, to make sure that the book will be out to all of you earlier than the years before. That's the objective. We have learned from what went wrong last year, and we are here to do it better. But it will be an exciting version because it will be the 80th edition. 80. So that's a lot. 80 years of radio, of global radio, documented in this publication. So if you're just having the 2019 copy, I think there's still time to get some more copies. You might get a very old one. They're still around. Just look on the internet. You might get a newer copy. They're also still around. There's always some used books around. And it's a very nice collector's item on the bookshelf to have all these yearbooks year by year. I think there was just 1 year where they didn't print the year on the book, on the spine. If someone is around and knows which year misses it, let me know, and I will confirm or check if that's true. But all the others have the year, so the 2026 edition will be nicely lined up with the other ones. We're talking about authors, about receiver testing, to see what needs to go into the book, We're talking to the authors of other stories that are articles in the book that needs to be organized. So we get all the articles ready. And of course, working on the data is everyday job of the FMDX community, FMScan community, FMDXorg community, of the radio data center editors, which are working every day on keeping the database up to date, and many other sources, people, readers who give us feedback based on the printed book, based on the web app, based on the book. So that's something which is really important, so that we can make the next edition much better. Yeah, the 80th edition is really exciting. I didn't have that in mind because we took over doing WRTH in 2023. That was our first edition, and we were geared to do it for a long period. But now we discovered it's 80. So yeah, we need to do something very special. We have a couple of ideas in mind. Because it's really fascinating. I mean, we celebrated this year and the last year, we celebrated 100 years of radio globally. Some countries started a bit earlier, some countries started a bit later, but it's 100 years now. And imagine that already 20 years after the start of radio, and it wasn't like a mass media like it is today. It started slowly. 20 years later, the first book was written and printed, WRTH, because somebody, and not only somebody, a lot of people were interested in worldwide reception, global reception, shortwave information. They wanted to know where the stations come from, how to contact them. At that time, it was quite typical to send letters to the station, and people then sent out letters and said, okay, dear station, this is my reception report. I listened to your program on 4975 kilocycles in the 60-meter tropical band. And the station was really, station people, they were surprised that their signal could be received so far away. So for some station in South America, they got a letter from Finland, sent across country. So something like that. And it was really very much fun. And people learned about the world, about the globe, about other countries. And I think this is still true. I mean, we can connect on the internet within seconds, but doing it with a device which is not connected to the internet, it's just a receiver, it's a small pieces of electronics and a piece of wire for antenna. And on the transmitter side also there's not so much involved. I think it's still so fascinating that we can do this, that we have this ionosphere which transports the radio wave. So it is exciting. You all know. I'm telling you what you already know. Yeah, and it's also so exciting to having taken over doing this book. I mean, it's been a great honor for us to do it. And all the ones that did it before, they did really great job. And keeping up to date every year, having nice articles, making sure it's up to date and has all the information that we really require. So that was very good always, and yeah, now it's our turn, and we are working hard to make this 80th edition really exciting and complete. So stay tuned. We will be announcing more towards the end of the summer here in the Northern Hemisphere, so September, early October, there will be then all the details for the new and upcoming edition of World Radio TV Handbook 2026. And some people ask here what's the relationship between your organization here and the booth and all these things. Now, there is an association, UKW TV Arbeitskreis or VHF FM Working Group. That's a German organization. They founded a database called FMDX in the late 80s, I think last century. So they are behind FMDX, FMScan, and that database. And WRTH is produced by a commercial company. It's a commercial activity which I run, and together with Oliver, which you have seen him before. And we took over to do WRTH. And of course, we are using the data from FMDX, from FMScan, from all the sources that we have available to go into the book. So this is the relationship. So it's hobby meets the book publisher, and that's actually how it should work, because we know what is on air, and we know who will be reading the book. So we're doing a book for the fellow hobbyists, and this is why we are all here on that book. And FMDX.org is new on this book because it's a young organization. There's a lot of young people actually involved. Some of them really at almost pupils age, but they are all fascinated by what you can do with your device, by what you can listen to, and how all these things are working and happening. So that's good that also this hobby and this interest in radio is also carried forward to the younger generation, and they don't forget that there was a reason why their grandparents had this nice old tube radio in their living room, and other things.
Guten Tag, Günther. Sie kommen aus Deutschland?
Ja.
Ich komme aus Ungarn. Mein Deutsch ein bisschen. UKW TV Arbeitskreis.
Ja. Oliver? Ja? Der junge Mann hat ein paar Fragen, ich bin noch online. So, visitors at the booth here, there's a guy from Hungary, welcome. Nice to see you. And Oliver, I think, Oliver, du kannst ihn helfen. So, and that's why we are here on this trip, because there's questions and interest, and people like to understand what we do. So it's great to be here. Looking forward to doing next year's or this year's WRTH. Any more questions? Any more comments?
Chip television.
No. Radio.
And you have
radio.
You can
Radio.
no TV.
UKW means FM.
Yeah, TV means FM.
No. TV is TV. And UKW means FM. You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So,
this is FM. FM radio.
I think the time for the live that we planned for the live is done. And if there are no more questions, no more comments, I would
Digital television.
close the session here and
analog television
get
is
back
no
to the
more
visitors
in
here,
the air.
and also use chance. We will be doing some photos. We will be trying to do some recordings, which we will publish on our on various channels. So please stay tuned to the WRTH Facebook page and Facebook group, where we will announce and publish whatever information and material we have here. Thank you for being with us. Best regards here from beautiful Lake Constance, Friedrichshafen.
This is for
Thanks for everyone
No, that's digital
listening
radio.
and watching what
Digital radio.
we broadcast. And see you next year here at Friedrichshafen, or see you at the place. And long live radio.
Yes,
So
correct.
this is how
And
DXer
we have that here
closing down.
also on reception. And
Bye bye.
I think